Okabe 凛太郎さん。はじめまして、牧瀬クリスです。
Hello, and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. I just loaded this up, and here we are, back at the moment that... I have a feeling this will probably change everything.
どうぞよろしく。
I couldn't respond at all. Something felt slightly off about the way Kurisu moved on screen. But it was really slight. I guess I'll get used to it soon. More importantly, the voice and the way she spoke were exactly like the real Kurisu. I almost cried. All I could do was stop from breaking down.
先輩、そちらは深夜というわけではないですよね。
Camera on the PC switched from me to Maho.
違うけれど、なぜ？
お二人とももしかして眠いのではないかと。
Was she talking about the fact that I didn't respond to her introduction?
私はさっきまで寝ていたけれど、今はもうしゃっきり目が覚めているわ。
だらしないのは相変わらずですね。
You got a little bit of a mouth on you, don't you?
失礼なことを言わないで。
では先輩、もう一つ質問しても？
何？
岡部凛太郎さんとはどういう関係ですか？
Lovers? No.
この前の ATF セミナーに参加してくれた学生よ。なかなか研究熱心だと思ったから連れてきたの。
Maho decides to not tell Amadeus that I was a friend of Kurisu's before she died. Why, I wonder. Did she not want Amadeus to find out? Or was I supposed to tell her myself?
へえ、先輩にそう言われるなんて大したものですね。
Oh, you'll find out for yourself. If you're anything like the real Kurisu, then let's just say you won't be impressed. The Kurisu on the screen turned to me and smiled. Calm down.
岡部さん、専攻はやはり脳科学ですか？
It's... Words got stuck in my throat. I said, calm down. You know, this is just a program. Her words, her appearance, even the conversation she's having with you right now, they're all just artificial. But even though I knew that, I still couldn't speak. I had no idea what to say. More than that, the words "nice to meet you" hit me harder than I thought they would. This wasn't the Kurisu I spent those 3 weeks with. Maho told me this ahead of time and thought I understood it, but hearing it for myself hurt more than I imagined. I regretted not taking my anxiety meds, but it was too late now. My heart rate soared, my breathing became irregular, my head was spinning and the corners of my vision were beginning to dim. At some point my lips had gone totally dry.
どうかしました？岡部さん。
Kurisu sounded worried. Okay, are we gonna put like a little thing around her for now? The voice software must be pretty good if it could handle nuances like that.
彼の専攻は脳科学ではないわ。
What is it? I am legitimately curious, honestly.
だけど、私たちの研究にとても興味があるんですって。
そうなんですか。
デスキネン教授も気に入ってるみたいだし、いずれは私の助手にでもしてやろうかと思っているところよ。
Is this a lie? Or do I really have a future in front of me? What? My head snapped in surprise at Maho's bizarre statement. Me? Maho's assistant. I go to Victor Kandria University.
あら、お気に召さない？
No, it's not whether I like it or not.
ま、冗談だけれどね。
A joke.
もしかして本気にした？
I I did not. I was going to tell her that I almost did.
そうでももっともっと勉強してくれればあながち冗談じゃなくなるかもしれないわよ
Even if it wasn't, I'd rather be Dr. Leskinen's assistant. That was my way of getting back at her.
教授の助手って思っている以上に大変よあの方は本当に子供だから
That sounds fun. As she spoke, she quietly came over next to me and tapped me in the arm a few times. I see, so that was it. She's making a joke to try and calm me down. Sorry. Thanks.
何のことかしら
I didn't think subtlety was her thing. Maybe I was wrong?
先輩ちょっと
Kurisu beckoned to Maho from within the screen in a very human manner.
ん何
もうちょっとこっちスピーカーに寄ってください
Are they gonna have a little private conversation? Maho moved her ear close to the speaker. I was just thinking about how weird it was when...
Huh?
Maho suddenly turned bright red and shouted at the screen. Oh, I get it. I know what she's asking.
そんなわけないでしょ何を言ってるのあなた
そんなに照れなくても
That would be even more embarrassing for Okabe to get that question.
照れてるわけじゃないわ
From her of all people.
とにかくおかしなことを言うのはやめて
そうですか
そうです
What are you talking about? Because obviously that Kurisu had whispered something to Maho. What did she say? Maho glanced at me. Don't blush. No. And for some reason she blushed and just turned away. Ah, I see. From the way Maho was acting, and what I knew about Kurisu, there's only one possibility. God damn mainstream woman. I whispered a name I'd often teased Kurisu with. Suddenly felt a lot better. She must have said something like, "You two make a good couple," or "You finally found a man, huh?" The way she looked at a boy and girl holding a friendly conversation immediately assumed they were dating was just like Kurisu I knew. Sheesh, what a system. Didn't need to be that true to her personality, did it? I chuckled. Do you think this Kurisu also browses at channel? That was it. That was it. That was it. When Maho and the professor aren't looking to, I should bring that up. I'm legitimately curious about that. Nah, knowing her, she's probably commenting. Yeah, I might have ran across her, if I'm still posting. I remember Kurisu once browsed at channel on the Future Gadget Laboratory's computer when she knew no one else was around.
ちょっと入ってくるときはノックぐらいしてよ
Christina? What are you doing when you should be working?
Oi, そのこれはひどいはいはいワロスワロスみたいな笑い方はなんだ
Fret not, Christina? Or should I say, at channeler Kurisu?
その呼び方はやめて
I knew it already. Indeed, I'd known it for a long time. You reek of that channeler.
失礼だなちゃんと毎日香りがきつくなる香水つけてるぞ
That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about your soul's power level. But it's cute how you try to hide it, that channeler Kurisu.
その名で呼ぶな
Oh, you know what? I forgot how I like the relationship between Tsundere Kurisu and Chunbyo, Ho and Kyoma mainly. Not so much Okabe. That was nice too, but these two had a chemistry that was pretty entertaining. Your soul's power level, huh? My silly remarks seem to have much, much deeper meaning now. Was the girl in front of me one day going to, as Dr. Leskinen had said, become a real artificial soul? When that happened, what were we supposed to call a soul that existed in this world after the body was gone? Not dead or alive, but something in between. This wasn't science anymore. It was philosophy. Or maybe religion.
バカな話はここまでにしましょう。岡部さんだってこんな中身のないことを聞きたくて来たわけではないわ。
I don't know about you, but I thought I was.
そうやってごまかすところがますます怪しいですね。
ウイルスをぶち込むわよ。
嘘です。もう言いません。
Oh. You know, actually, so a commenter brought it up, and I was sort of thinking this myself, but they, brought up in the tips all the stuff about, Salieri and Mozart, and whatnot, and how that, he was like, they mentioned how Salieri was very much, had, like, this really, like, relationship with Mozart. I think it might have been in the Amadeus itself. No. It's mentioned it somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, but it talked about the relationship, and the commenter brought up about how it might be the relationship, or a mirror of the relationship between Maho and Kurisu. My one question is, because we don't know that much about Maho so far, which one of them is which? You sort of think that Kurisu would be Mozart, but just because she's young, geniusy, all that sort of thing, and the fact that this is really her accomplishment that's being built off of and stuff, but we really don't know that much about Maho, do we? There's also the possibility that Dr. Leskinen is in that equation somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, maybe, because it says Salieri, like, taught a lot of people, so maybe Maho is like Salieri teaching people like Kurisu, and maybe Mozart's more like Dr. Leskinen. I definitely feel as though there's probably a parallel there, and I agree with that. I was sort of thinking it before, during the last videos, but I didn't really go down that thought path too much when it came to mind, but still. There's a lot of possibility for how they could play with that. Kurisu quickly bowed her head. I bet back when Kurisu was still alive, she had conversations like this with Maho every day, and I'm sure Dr. Leskinen had a lot of fun watching them. It's actually kind of cute.
お騒がせしてごめんなさい、岡部さん。彼女と何か話してみる？
Oh. Maho offered me the seat in front of the PC. Kurisu's face was on the monitor right in front of me. When our eyes met, she smiled a little. I didn't know she reacted like this to people when she first met them. But my meeting with Kurisu went about as badly as it possibly could have. I realized that her prickly attitude towards me could have been unusual for her.
どんなことでも聞いてください。可能な範囲でお答えしますから。
What are your sizes? Yeah. This wasn't good. I was remembering every moment I ever spent with Kurisu. Didn't think of what to say. And the words that came out of my mouth were... Is it possible to create a time machine? That was what I once argued about with Kurisu on another world line. And I lost the argument completely.
はい？
え？
タイムマシーンですか？
何の話を始めるのかと思ったら、いきなり何？
It's just a test. I want to see if she was capable of thought experiments.
どうクリス？
そうですね。結論から言ってしまうと、タイムマシンは可能ではない。
Ha, you're wrong. You're so wrong.
けれど、不可能とまでは言い切れないといったところでしょうか。
Well, that's a very scientific approach to the answer. That's what you'd get out of most scientists. I sort of remember Kurisu being much more adamant about how not possible it was, at least in her lecture. What? That wasn't what she said.
最初に結論を言ってしまうと、タイムマシーンなんていうのはバカらしい代物だということです。
That's what Kurisu had said in the Alpha World line. I remember that well. I don't know the timeline that well. I know that this version of her was before this, so maybe something happened to her? The very idea of a time machine is idiotic. I remembered our old debate, so I had to repeat what Kurisu had said then.
そう決めつけるのは早計ですよ。
You think so? Well, it's true that scientists all around the world have proposed time travel theories. There are 11 major ones and countless minor ones, but none of them are any more than hypotheses. And some of them directly contradict one another.
ええ。
For example, there's cosmic string theory and wormhole theory, where time travel is possible as a thought experiment. But no one has a clue where you'd even go to get cosmic strings or exotic matter. In other words, it's not realistic. It's also something that Kurisu had told me in the Alpha World line. But the Kurisu in the screen was unmoved.
それは科学者がまだ重大な何かを発見できていないからでしょうね。
Then you think it's possible to create a time machine?
不可能とまでは言い切れない。そう言いましたよ。
Yeah, her opinion was slightly different. Just because I was in the beta world line? Or perhaps... Hey, Yacho. She knows that she's made from a copy of the original's memories, right?
もちろん。
Then, I can't think of a good example, but... Is it like identical twins? You can't really tell them apart at birth, but as they grow, differences start to form, or something like that.
それについてはまだ検証中だけれど、蓄積されていく記憶が異なれば、当然元の人間とは違うものになっていくと思うわ。私と教授はそう考えている。
I see. I mean, that makes sense. That's just how logically it's going to work. Nature versus nurture. Neither of them are completely dependent or anything like that, so... Or independent, even. It was then that I heard the door on the other side of the partition slam shut.
教授かしら？
あの大きな足音はそうじゃないでしょうか。
I could definitely hear somebody stomping around outside. And then after having knocked the door on the booth flung open... Hey, robot. Nah. Rude. Linthalo? The professor opened his arms wide as he came inside. He grabbed my hand and began to wave it around. I didn't realize that he was this friendly. He seemed to think that he was giving me a handshake, but it felt like I was being worked over by a pro wrestler.
Hey boy, what's up?
Huh? I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Okabe-san, ひどい英語ですね。
Oh, was I speaking in English? I think my English is fine, but shut up, Christina. Ooh, that's gonna have consequences.
クリスティーナ?
Now I also focus on the professor that I used my own nickname for her. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
気になります。なんで私がクリスティーナなんですか?
I told you, it's nothing.
なんでもない割には動揺してますよね。
I said shut up, Kurisu. Kurisu and Maho both seem lost in thought.
クリスティーナって呼んでいたのね。
No, you guys aren't gonna let this go, are you? You too! Just drop it! I didn't want any more questions about this. Since the professor was here, I decided to ask more about how Amadeus' memories worked. Oh, okay. Professor, is it possible for Amadeus' memory to be externally modified? But the professor wasn't listening to my question. He seemed to be frantically searching his pockets for something. Come to think of it, I didn't see that translator device on his ear. Must have been looking for it, which means the odds were good he didn't even hear my question.
私の記憶の改ざんですか？理論上は可能です。
Kurisu herself answered in the professor's place.
例えば、私が自分の名前をクリスティーナであると思い込む。そう仕向けることもできるでしょう。
Oh, I so want to do that. That would be hilarious. You know what? I wouldn't want to make her think that her name is Christina. I want to make her remember. I want her to remember that she thinks her name is Christina and that Kurisu is wrong. But I also want to have an additional memory that her name is Kurisu, but Christina is wrong. I want those two specific memories acting in like arguing with each other in her head, and I want to see the results.
ただ、普通のデータと違い、記憶データはとても複雑です。今のところ改ざんに成功した例はないと認識しています。仮に改ざんに成功した場合でも、私がそれに気づいて自分で修復してしまうでしょう。私は私以外アクセス不可の領域にログを取っていますから。つまり秘密の日記ですね。その日記と現在の記憶との間に不自然な齟齬があれば、私は高い確率で疑問を抱きます。
That's pretty cute how she's calling it a diary. I'm pretty sure it's not an actual diary though.
さらに言えば、私の記憶データは定期的にバックアップされています。自己修復が不能なほどに改ざんされたとしても、復旧することが可能なんですよ。
I wonder how big the memory files are. Terabytes?
最終バックアップから改ざんされた時点までの記憶はなくなってしまいますが。
Huh. I see. Regardless of the topic of discussion, it felt strange. Maho had said before she loaded Kurisu's room, starting to feel like I was chatting through real Kurisu. The way she wouldn't let you get in a word edgewise when she started talking about science is exactly like the real Kurisu. It's interesting though. I turned towards Kurisu and spoke. You're able to consider yourself objectively as a machine. From what I see in books and comics, I'd expect you to say, I'm not a machine, I'm human.
それは全くナンセンスですね。人間そのものが自分をハードウェアとソフトウェアの組み合わせとして語るじゃありませんか。
I suppose, body, mind.
医学とか心理学とかそういう名においてね。それとどこが違うんです？
I see.
さすがへりくつなら誰にも負けないわね、この子。
When she heard this, Kurisu turned towards Maho, her CG eyes big and round. That was really just the camera sensor moving.
ねえ先輩、余計なお世話かもしれませんけど、口が悪いのを少し直した方がいいですよ。せっかく春が来そうなのに嫌われたらどうするんです？
No.
だからその話に戻るのはやめなさい。
けど私にとっては今一番興味があります。
一番どうでもいいことでしょ、そんなの。
これが人生最後のチャンスだったらどうするんですか？
あなたこそその口を改めなさい。
Ooh, my goodness, Kurisu, savage. Huh? Dr. Leskin was clapping his hands together and laughing. I had to chuckle a little too. Afterwards, the three of us, including the professor, talked to Kurisu, discussing technical subjects and making small talk. Next thing I knew, it had almost been an hour. I actually felt a little sad when Mao told me it was time to stop. In just a single hour, the strangeness I felt about Amadeus disappeared. I felt like I was really talking to Kurisu. Dr. Luskin stopped me before I left.
テストをやる気はあるかな?
I think this is probably a high probability. I tilted my head when I heard the professor speak through the translator.
Amadeus にはタイヤ散歩が少なくてね。うちの研究室の子たちを総動員してはいるのだけれどね。
Okay.
とはいえ、アマデウスはまだ研究段階だし、誰彼構わず接触させるわけにもいかないわ。
So people who don't have any potential external motivations that may damage your research, basically?
そこでクリスの友人だったリンタロにぜひとも協力してほしいんだ。
Lintalo. I'll have Lintalo. No. I remember they'd mentioned something about being a test at the party. That's what they were talking about.
私と教授はしばらく日本に滞在する予定なの。だからテスターをお願いするのはその間ということになるわね。あなたにしてもらいたいのはとにかくクリスと対話を重ねてもらうこと。具体的なノルマのようなものは特にないわ。気が向いたら話をするぐらいでいい。ただ月に2回程度は私と教授にテスト経過の報告をしてほしいの。
How long are you gonna be? For a while. But you can still give me monthly quotas? Yeah, that definitely is a while.
それと申し訳ないけれど報酬は出せないんだ。そこも含めて考えてみてほしい。
Of course. Oh, that'll be the breaker. That determines everything here. I mean, realistically, this was about what I was expecting.
亡くした友人をそっくりそのまま再現した AI と話をさせる。それは君にとってとても残酷なことだとは理解しているつもりだよ。乗り気でないのなら断ってくれていいからね。
I mean, Dr. Luskin seems like such a nice guy that I'm almost expecting him to be evil in the end. Not that there's really that many evil people in this in the first place. You had CERN that was sort of evil, but that was really more just like the future world-dominating thing coming back and helping them, I guess. I remember what it felt like to talk to Kurisu. The monitor was just about to turn off. This is what Kurisu had said. Let's talk again sometime. Rentaro, Okabe. That's what I'd hoped for when I came here, wasn't it? I'll do it. Please, let me do it. I was ready when I accepted the job. And back to the present. But I had never expected this. Oh, I can get calls from her? Hello?
マキセですけど。
No, it's Kurisu. Kurisu was displayed on the screen. Was Kurisu her family name or her first name or her given name? I'm trying to remember. Is she being less formal or more formal? I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, it was Amadeus. The app that the professor had given me allowed me to access the service at Victoria Chandra University from anywhere, 24 hours a day, and she does not look happy.
岡部さんからクリスの方へ呼びかけることができるのはもちろんだけれど、クリスの方からあなたに呼びかけてくることもあるから、その時はうまく対応して。
This I hadn't predicted while I was walking with everyone else, I presume. Never thought she would call me, or that her face would be displayed on the screen.
それともクリスティーナですけどって自己紹介した方が良かったですか?
You actually don't seem happy about anything. She looked really mad. I could guess why. I got 8 calls from Kurisu and I ignored them all. Why did I pick that one up then? What if I hadn't picked that one up? I could have not picked that up, right? Because I pressed triangle to do it. I could have advanced.
事情はレスキネン教授や先輩から聞いています。だから最初に一言こちらから挨拶しようと思っていたんですが、まさか8回もイルスを使われるとは思いませんでした。
Well, I guess 9 is a lucky number for you.
なんで黙ってるんですか？
Talking to a realistic girl on my smartphone with so many people around was pretty embarrassing.
まあ、話す気がないならそれはそれでいいんですが、なんなのよ、せっかくいつも以上に人と話せるチャンスだと思ってたのに、バカみたいじゃない。たくいずれにせよ、テスト中は私はあなたといつでもつながっていますから、気が向いたらどうぞ連絡してきてください。こっちも忙しいので、あなたの連絡にいつも出れるかどうかわかりませんけど。
Man, what is this? More than a strangely polite, friendly Kurisu from yesterday. Angry, stubborn, more curious than anyone. Why does she seem to be constantly challenging you?
それではお邪魔しました。
I realized that this really was Kurisu Makase. That was the girl I'd spent those 3 weeks with. Lab member 004. My assistant, Christina, aka Kurisu Makase. Her movements were a little more jerky than I'd seen on the computer in Dr. Leskinen's office, but evidently that was because of the smartphone. This alone was enough to make me feel like my heart was being squeezed dry. I stood still, holding the smartphone tight.
じゃなかった。オカリン、どうしたにゃ？
I'm coming. I'm coming. I thought to myself as I tried to catch up with the others. Maybe Dr. Leskinen was right. This test would be a very cruel thing for me. But even so, in my mind, I was already starting to think about what I would talk about with Kurisu. Maho Hyajo was remembering. She's remembering the last night she'd spoken to Kurisu Makase in person. Huh? This isn't Okabe's perspective.
冗談じゃないわ。こんな大事な時期になんで私が。
That night, Kurisu was whispering to herself a lot. Victor Chandra University's Brain Science Institute, Maho and Kurisu worked in the same room at the lab. Thus, Maho was forced to hear Kurisu's angry mumblings, whether she wanted to or not. A little was fine, but she's been acting like this all day, and it's keeping Maho from concentrating, and she finally snapped and turned away from the paper she was writing.
ねえ、ちょっとクリス？
I was about to say, I like how they're talking to each other in Japanese. English was the language most commonly used at Victor Chandra University because it's in America. When the other staff and professors were around, she'd always use English, but when it was just her and Kurisu, Maho often speaking Japanese.
いい加減にしてくれないかしら。
I thought one of the reasons that Kurisu regulared at channel, I guess that's what they're calling it, whatever they called it, at channel, they're calling it at channel, was because she didn't have a whole lot of connection to Japan because she was overseas. She's a little bit of fish out of water, and she decided to basically regular a Japanese message board so she could be more in a Japanese area, like so she could speak Japanese, talk to people in Japanese, talk to other Japanese. I thought that was part of it, at the very least. Which makes me think either Maho and Kurisu did not have a very good relationship, or they just didn't talk all that much, or maybe just one person wasn't enough.
何がです？
Kurisu stopped messing with the luggage and turned around.
うるさくて集中できないのよ。この論文、明日までに教授に提出しないといけないんだけど。
もしかして私独り言言ってました？
騒音郊外で訴えてあげようかしら。
すみません。
Kurisu apologized and started to scratch the back of her head. Maho decided to calm down by standing up and going to the shelf where the research notes were being kept. There are several books she needed for her paper. They're all up on the top shelf. This must have been someone's idea of a prank, she said, as she stared up at a heavy book. She decided to try and reach for it, but no matter how much she stood on her toes, she came nowhere close. Her tiny little arms seemed to her like dead branches waving in the wind. She bit her lip. After she skipped grades to go to college and then came to work at this lab, she had more chances than ever before to hate her small stature. But if she walked outside after dark, the cops would stop her. Even with her ID, she couldn't get into bars, and buying medicine and alcohol at drugstores was a pain. The most humiliating part was that no matter where she went, everyone thought that she was in middle school. Nobody believed her when she said she was 20. Everything in America was just too big.
撮りましょうか?
Not like Kurisu's that tall. Kurisu noticed the trouble Maho was having and came over. But Maho was stubborn and decided to pretend nothing was wrong.
大丈夫よ。別に困ってなんかいないもの。
You're not going to convince anyone like that.
困ってるじゃないですか。
困ってません。
そうですか？
そうです。
でも私も借りていきたい本があるので。
Kurisu easily reached up to the high shelf and grabbed the book Maho wanted.
背が高い人はいいわね。
She's not that tall.
私もそれほど高い方では。
Kurisu covered her mouth when she realized she'd said something she probably shouldn't have.
ありがとう。助かったわ。日本で何か必要なものがあったら言ってね。送ってあげるから。
はい。ありがとうございます。
Kurisu handed her the book as she spoke, and then suddenly her eyes went wide and began to sparkle.
ねえ先輩。今の話ですけど。
今の話ってどの話？
独り言ですよ。
え？おー。
I thought Kurisu had come up with a new idea. This is a regular occurrence for Kurisu and Maho is used to it.
それって自我の証明の一つになるんじゃないでしょうか。
Yeah, that's a good point.
アマデウスの？
はい。
確かにあの子がいきなり独り言を言い出したらびっくりするけれど。
No matter how advanced an AI was, it wouldn't talk to itself unless you programmed it to do that. There was no need, or even point, to a feature like that. And if an AI started talking to itself, it might be a good indication that there was a self to talk to. But Maho hesitates to agree with her.
ここではめったなことを口にするものではないわ。魂は神が人間に与えたもうたものである。そう考える人たちが多いことを忘れないで。
Oh, is this going to be like an American thing?
そうでしたね。
Kurisu's expression dimmed. Well, you don't have to phrase it as a soul. As a scientist, you don't even have to think of a soul as a real thing. But a sense of self is pretty significant. Kurisu and Maho are both treated as heretics in this lab, especially since they are both Japanese and women. And Kurisu was simply too talented. Nobody ever actually did anything, but a lot of the older scientists were definitely avoiding her. Dr. Leskin was the chief scientist, and the fact that he liked the two of them was all that let them do their research in peace. The other scientists heard what Kurisu had just said. Who knows what they'd do? Maho patted Kurisu on the shoulder. She could reach her shoulder.
しばらく日本でリフレッシュしてくることね。
それが納得いきません。
どうして？向こうの生活だって楽しいと思うけれど。
留学するなら大学院ですよ。なんで高校なんですか？
仕方ないでしょ。
What?
日本では年齢的にあなたはまだ高校生なんだから。
Wait, really? I don't remember. Was that a thing in the original? She was an exchange student with a high school? What is the other person being exchanged into?
教授の思いやりは素直に受けておきなさいな。
Maho remembered what Dr. Leskinen had said. Kurisu had a fragile personality. All the bickering in the lab is putting her under a lot of stress, and she's at her limit. Might ruin her as a researcher. So the professor had said he was really worried about her.
それにもともと7月になれば日本に行かなくちゃいけなかったんだからちょうどいいじゃない。
はい、実はそれも憂鬱で。
秋葉原テクノフォーラムだったかしら。
公演なんて慣れてないし、何をどうしていいのか。
サイエンス誌に論文が載った以上これからもどんどん増えるわよ。練習しておかないとね。
やだな。
Kurisu whispered to herself. Maho didn't like being around lots of other people either, so she knew how Kurisu felt, but there's a lot of major scientists who wanted to be published in a major journal and then to go on to public lectures. She'd beaten out many of them to win that honor. People were jealous. She needs to fulfill her responsibilities, even just to shut them up. Maybe I'm not that much better though. Maho silently laughed a little, and hated herself for doing it. Maybe I'm just jealous as they are. That feeling, which is a little like fear, was something that she always felt. The girl in front of her was just that different from Maho. Someone she could never reach no matter how hard she tried. Someone who surpassed everything she'd ever done instantly.
先輩？
Kurisu was peering into her face, confused. Maho felt flustered.
日本でお父さんには会うの？
Oh, that's a good topic. She heard that Kurisu's parents weren't divorced, but that they were separated. Her mom was still in America and her dad was in Japan. After Maho said it, she wondered if it was too personal of a question. But Kurisu smiled a little.
実は父から招待状が届いたんですよ。夏頃新しい理論の発表会をするそうです。それを見に行こうかと思ってます。
新しい理論って？
Right. Kurisu's smile changed into a small expression of consternation.
まだ詳しく聞いてないんですよね。相対性理論に関することらしいんですけど。
Maho felt like she was hiding something, but didn't question her anymore.
とにかく気をつけて行ってくることね。お土産期待しているから。
何がいいですか？
そうね。せっかく秋葉原に行くのだから何か珍しいものがいいわ。秋葉原詳しいのよね。
なんでです？
休憩時間によくそういうサイト見てるじゃない。
Oh, you thought you hit it.
まさかアマデウスが喋ったんですか？
あの子はそんなことしないわ。あなた、私が後ろにいるのに動画に夢中になってて気づかないことがあるわよ。
まさかバレていたなんて。自分のうかつさが憎い。
Oh, isn't that just what happened with Okabe too? Kurisu actually seemed upset for once. This really surprised Maho.
先輩、お願いです。どうか他の人たちには内密に。
別に隠すことはないと思うけれど。
Idea sharing a secret with Kurisu made Maho happy.
わかった。言わないでおくわ。
助かります。
Kurisu seemed genuinely relieved. Maho continued.
ねえ、あなたが日本から戻ってきたらアマデウスが独り言をつぶやけるかどうか2人で検証してみましょう。
You never tried this before?
はい。
That would be a trippy fucking experience. I suppose they did figure that out, though, didn't they? Since Maho had a version of herself do this. Kurisu had a very happy look on her face. The face of a born scientist who loved to explore the unknown more than anything in the world. Her smile was as innocent as that of a child who'd just been given a new toy. It was very beautiful. And it was one of the reasons Maho liked the younger researcher quite a bit. But the promise the two of them made would never be fulfilled. In fact, they'd never even meet again. And so comes a good, probably the best stopping point I have. I think I probably went long again. Like I said, this might be a regular thing. It's interesting. So I think that sort of confirmed that if there is going to be a parallel to the Mozart-Salieri relationship, I suppose Priest is probably Mozart, the remembered one. And then I guess Maho might find a career out of teaching other greats and being a great herself in her field, that sort of thing. It's an interesting development. Maho's an interesting little wave in this pool of this story. So, okay. I guess that's all I have. See you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.